And now we come to Neelie Kroes. You know, the commissioner supports us for a couple of years now. She's supporting us. She has great responsiveness in all what we do, and she gives us, I think, also great guidance. So we are happy to have her here, and we are looking for your exciting message.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you for your warm welcome. But let me start that I think that we owe Amrita something, and that we should all sign up to that initiative. And we are already involved as the Commission, but I assure you we will continue, for this is making sense. This is really something where we can indeed fill in what is needed, and we can fill in talking about a future for quite a number of people, but let's also be aware it is also the future of the industry. For if you don't have your people, then, well, it's over, so to say. I feel being back in the family, if you allow me to say so. For we met before, we do have a lot of contact in between, and with my people and I myself. And I was already aware at that moment that if we decide to move together in the right direction, and that of course is quite important, we can surely make things happen. And in particular, I invited you at that time to engage and to be in an ambitious new public-private partnership in the field of photonics. And the word public-private partnership is, of course, quite often used, and if there is a problem, you say we should do it together. In this case, I think it is making sense, and that it is making sense, certainly taking into account your response to that challenge has been impressive, and that is how I know you. Pragmatic and down to earth, but looking forward to results, so to say. Fruitful activities in the last year, so to say, but also in the nearby future. So today, I like to remind you, number one, how photonics is an economically and a socially essential part of the European Union's wider research program. It is not just on the sideline, it is in the heart, so to say. And second, how we need to help and work with the young people, and in particular, who face gloomy employment prospects. And if someone is asking me, what is your biggest worry at the moment, it is indeed the youth unemployment. We are all faced with figures that are that large, that we can't deny what's going on. So it is a main target, so to say. And third, a look ahead to next steps, including on the public-private partnership. Well, of course, very polite to say that it's a pleasure to speak to this group, but what I'm even more enjoying is the back feeding that I get from you. You are always positive about your sector, but you are also very pragmatic about your sector. And in the current crisis, it is a pleasure to find a sector so economically vibrant. And I have already a privileged position in the college. I can assure you, with this portfolio, it is a challenging one, it is a creative one, it's an innovative one. It is working with people who are indeed absolutely involved in the whole digital development. But it's also nice under the circumstances of today, with the recession, with the financial crisis, and so on and so forth, to have a portfolio in which, within the discussions in the Commission, I can prove that it is not only doom and gloom, that when President Barroso is just pushing us and showing us the economic figures and so on that are not always that positive, that I can say, please give me the floor, for I can just prove the other side of the medal, and here is the growth potential, and here is something that we really can show that the graphics are going up instead of going down. So in the current crisis, extra responsibility, so to say, talking about a world market of 300 billion euros, growing at 8% per year. Well, I don't need to explain to you that anyhow discussions about growth nowadays is a bit of dreaming about the future, but not about today, and this is about today. So an area where Europe indeed has an important player's role to fill in. An area with huge potential to power our future, and in future photonics-based communication could, and I dare to say, will create new markets, new ways of manufacturing, new ways of doing business, and look beyond the economic benefits. Solid-state lighting could put energy consumption while making our home, your home, our workplace, your workplace, much more pleasant, so to say. And by the way, many thanks to all of you who took the time to respond to our recent consultation on the Lighting the Future Green Paper. Meanwhile, in healthcare, photonics will allow cancer detection and treatment that is more effective and less invasive. Imagine the lives saved and those made more bearable. And with those statistics, with those stories, I'm also able to explain to critical European citizens who are not upfront already involved in the dream about Europe, as you are aware, and I'm taking a very diplomatic language, so to say. But with this type of examples, with this type of doing it together, research in your sector, research in the areas that are involved, and taking into account what could be done afterwards with the results in close to citizens, living close to citizens' hearts, that makes sense. And then people are saying, okay, point taken. So there is a wider context, yes, and I realize that those days people question all public expenditure. That is one of my fights today, that talking about research expenses, that all the member states, and all the 27 member states, and I'm not taking a big lump forward, it is at stake that they have to slim off their budgets, and that they are forced also by Brussels, but that, having said that, it is quite important to make your priority list and to find out that just cutting off research expensive is cutting off your nearby future, so to say, in less challenging situations. We have to remember that research and innovation hold the key to Europe's future competitiveness. Acting now pays a rich dividend in future. And having said that, that is exactly why we propose Horizon 2020, the next generation of research funding. And I can assure you, photonics is prominent in that Horizon 2020, just because it is a key enabling technology. But I need your help, for we are not yet there. For I'm always hesitating if I'm a politician, but people are explaining to me that I am a politician. I was a politician, no doubt about that. But now I'm so involved in this portfolio that I'm sometimes thinking, let's go just doing business. And that is why I need your help. For you can help work on the details of implementation. We need to look further at how, for example, photonics can contribute to the wider societal challenges we are tackling, like health or smart cities. But also, as you can imagine, this proposal is the subject of a lot of discussion with the member states and the European Parliament. But more than that, I need you to act as ambassadors. That means going out to your national government and don't take for granted that they are aware of the importance of your activities, of this sector, of the consequences for a society. don't take it for granted, but explain again and again. Politicians are short-term thinkers, and that I dare to say. And they need now and then food for thought that perhaps it is also very important to think a little bit longer, so to say. And that means going out, not only to your national government, but also to the members of parliament. And I'm nearby certain that you have your preference, so go to those who are your representatives in the political arena and show them great examples of the bold changes photonics has already given us and the vision of the great things it could do in the future. And don't underestimate when you do have those challenging examples. That indeed makes sense to mention to them, for they can repeat those examples and explain why we need Horizon 2020 to provide that boost. And because if you share my conviction that research and innovation will be at the heart of economic recovery, then join with me and make your voices heard. And let's not wait till we get a repeated debate that we are losing the game and that Europe is not anymore in the driver's seat and so on. Talking about your sector, you are in the driver's seat. Let's stay in the driver's seat and let's make it happen, so to say. And I assure you that I'm backing you and that we should do it together. Never forget, and that, if you allow me to say so, what our main goal has to be those days. And that is, and I'm coming back to Amrita, our young people face catastrophic unemployment, and we must give them hope to see beyond that horrible prospect. If we are talking in certain member states about figures youth and unemployment are involved in of more than 50%, then that is indeed a terrible situation. And dealing with this, I imagine, is a two-sided coin, so to say. If we are not acting, then we are losing generations, not only one generation, but far more. I had an interesting discussion with the #1 of Europol, and I asked him, what is the correlation between your normal day-to-day business and youth unemployment? And I can assure you that he was quite clear. There is a huge correlation. And you can imagine that consequences of to be too long out of the real issues where society is focused on, and that is education and indeed implementation of your education in a job and in a activity that is making sense. So all in all, I think that we need to take this opportunity, that we need to do our utmost to fill in what is at stake. For the younger generation is talented, no doubt about that, but we should use it, we should give them a hand, give them a backing, and also, and that's the other side of the coin, take advantage of those people who are indeed very capable, very talented. And I'm proud to have 2 talented young people from the field of photonics in my own group of young advisors. And they are here. They are named Eustratios and Leontios. And here we are, there they are, young, talented people and full of innovative and creative thought, so to say. And I will never forget that today's young people could be the scientists, the engineers, the entrepreneurs, and hopefully also a couple members of the Commission, that they will be the future. And this is a sector able to provide employment. Indeed, ICT in Europe is facing a shortage of talent. And that is fascinating, and that is what I'm always using in the Commission's meeting when we are talking about the economic situation. I can prove with the graphics that a couple of years from now, and we didn't find out it ourselves, but very reliable research institution that we will have a shortage of 700,000 people by 2015. So that is around the corner, so to say. So we are aware that just one corner around, we need 700,000 people and in the ICT. If we are aware of that, then we should act now. For the people are there, so it's not a matter of, well, then we should stimulate the birth growth and so on. No, they are already there. We need to get the young people more interested in their careers, and we need to give them a hand. And especially, and some of you won't blame me, perhaps others a bit more, but I might add young women who are vastly underrepresented, also in this audience, by the way. So it's great to see the initiatives you are taking in Photonics 21 to reach out to children, including at school, but we are not yet there. We need more. So I think if we could all sign up to that initiative, for you need the attention. And this is a sector where people, young people, and certainly the girls, so to say, don't start with thinking that this is a sexy area, but it is just a cool area, and we should explain that. So we need to help those people and stop them becoming a lost generation. And finally, let me close with a few steps adding to that, and in particular talking about the public-private partnership. Major opportunity. And that partnership between the public funder and the industry can drive innovation. With strong commitments from all the parties, we can really harness the power of photonics and get the most impact from all our resources. So I'm delighted that you have made a significant progress towards this goal. And thank you. I know that took a lot of effort and commitment. But now, what's next? For never sit back, for we are not yet there. And well, as I said, the major issue at the moment is to agree on the overall Horizon 2020 package. And of course, that's in the hand of the legislator, I'm aware of that, but I myself would hope that it is agreed by the end of the year, but I need your help. I'm repeating myself. But once when it is done, we need to get going pretty quickly, for time is not on our side. And with the right preparatory work, the PPPs themselves could be ready to launch in 2013, with first calls by the end of that year. And that will be a great opportunity to work together. So thank you again, and in particular Martin Gutzler. And Martin, I'm very sad to hear that this is your last meeting as president of Photonics 21. I don't know why, but well, that was the message I got. I would like, some people are just giving in too early, so perhaps there is another chance. I would like personally, ladies and gentlemen, to thank Martin for the great job you have done. And I appreciate and I recognize it. Well, that's not often said, that everybody is recognizing and appreciating, but I can say it out of my heart, and I'm sure I'm speaking for all the people here together. Not just all you have done. Yeah, great. So I'm not certain after this great applause that your wish to skip is filled in. But anyhow, you can always be advisor, and we will certainly keep in touch. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your kind words, and also I think you can really trust on this organization, even if I'm not there, because this is what we want to move, and we use, and we really appreciate your guidance, and this is what this group does. But because of all your efforts also, I think today we have a special award for you, so I would like you to ask to stay a little bit, and we have Chris Downey and Liz Rogan here from the United States.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you.
Ireland.
Thank you, Martin. Hi, I'm Liz Rogan, and it's my delight, Vice President Kroes, to thank you and present you with the Optical Society's Advocacy of Optics Recognition. This recognition is bestowed upon public servants who have strongly demonstrated support for optics and photonics. Our Public Policy Committee chose you because of your enormous hardworking and focus on championing photonics as part of the key enabling technologies here in the EU. Not only have you had an impact here, but you've had a global impact. Many other countries, like the United States, will be following these frameworks and hopefully will mimic and follow the opportunities that you're laying out here. We so much appreciate the fact that you understand the importance of science, and particularly photonics, in how it helps innovation and the global thrust it will have on economic growth. So on behalf of the OSA and its members, I thank you with this recognition.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Surprise. And normally spoken, with those kind words, you have to wait till it is your funeral. But and I really appreciate, and during the funeral, the partner is always saying, without him or her, I wouldn't have been, and so on. Well, I can assure you that without my people, I couldn't have delivered what we are trying to deliver. So if you allow me to do a proposal, and that is that the first month it will be in my office. Then the next month it will be in the offices of one of my close collaborators. And then it will make the round, and at the end of the day, it will be back.
Great, send photos.